What have you done before to get rid of writer's block?
What do you do to get rid of writer's block? Well, there are a variety of things. There's two different types of writer's block. One is the writer's block that it's because you didn't plan for it. You didn't make a plan. You didn't outline the book, so you don't know where it's going. You don't have a map. And the way to fix that is to plan the story before you write it. For me, to avoid writer's block whenever I'm writing a Brand Hendrick story, I usually start off with the idea. For example, in this one, the first chapter, there's something in the bank vault. There is a cash box in the bank vault with his dead mother's name on it. And then I write chapters of it until I kind of burn out, maybe 40, 50 pages. Then I have to figure out, well, where is this going? And then I write out a roadmap of this is what's going to happen in this chapter, each chapter along the way. I figure out the ending, because if you know where you're going, then you're not going to get stuck along the way most of the time. And if you do, then you at least know where the chunks need to be fixed and what's good and what's bad, because you've already planned it out. The other type of writer's block is just called a dark day. I mean, it's just, you don't feel like writing. You feel like it's all worthless. And I mean, even whenever you're published, you feel like, oh, it's all worthless. I mean, it doesn't really, nothing ever changes that. You'll always have those where it's nobody enjoys my work, oh, the reviews are bad, people hate me, and I'm a horrible writer, and all that stuff. I mean, don't read reviews. That's another thing. Don't read reviews. I read a review. No, don't read reviews. But whenever you have that, what you need to do, and what I found works, after many, many years of searching, you go online to youtube.com and you look up other authors doing things. You look up J.K. Rowling book signing, Stephanie Meyer book signing, who've been talking about writing. And just watching other authors who are successful and who are living their dreams and doing what they want and actually love writing their stories, somehow it re-inspires you to get back into the writing. You really want to go, you want to keep going with writing and things like that. And it kind of jumpstarts you in a way, seeing that someone has made it, someone there has made it, and they've all been criticized, and they all have 1-star Amazon reviews, and they all have critical reviews and all that. They're still happy and they still made it. Another way is to read a lot of good books. If you read books that you enjoy, that always helps me as well. A lot.
Did being with the beautiful darkness for authors inspire you in any way?
It did. It did a lot, because it's quite different whenever whenever I tour, it's a little bit different than going on their tour, because they're already giant New York Times bestselling authors, and whenever you sit with them at dinner, they're like, oh yes, well, we talked about this director for the movie, and then this, and I'm like, wow, you're actually living in that life. They're actually there, and they actually are really well-established authors. And I think it's kind of if you were to, because I only traveled with them for a short time, but it's almost like if you were an apprentice listening in on this conversation, because I could sit there and I could hear all the book talk from them, and I learned so much just hanging out with them and their agents. So I think that it was more than what I show in the documentary, it was a giant learning experience for me, and I always look forward to traveling with them all the time. It's always fun.